Good afternoon, Secretary Noem. Thank you for being with us today. I would like to take just a moment to talk about the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency at DHS. As I understand it, the mission of CISA is to lead the national effort to understand, manage, and reduce risk to our cyber and physical infrastructure. And CISA works to protect energy grids, pipelines, hospitals, financial networks, water systems, and all of the other sectors of critical infrastructure in the U.S. Is it a correct characterization that CISA itself plays a critical role in monitoring threats against the cyber and physical infrastructure of our country and working to prevent such attacks against our homeland?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, CISA has had billions of interactions stopping threats online from attacking not just our country for a national security reason, but also our critical infrastructure, our electrical grids, our telecoms, our water systems. We work with state and local offices and agents and governments every single day to help them secure their systems as well, recognizing they feed into the protection of the federal government as well.
Isn't it also true that if a hostile nation or proxy launched a coordinated cyber attack against our domestic critical infrastructure systems, that CISA would play a lead role in coordinating the federal response to that attack?
That is correct. CISA is charged with identifying vulnerabilities that we have in our systems, and then also recommending mitigation measures that people can take to harden their systems. So we hunt down the bad actors and then harden systems to prevent those cyber attacks.
And particularly right now, given the ongoing tensions in the Middle East, do you expect that Iran and its cyber proxies may actually attempt retaliatory cyber actions against the United States and its infrastructure?
Yes, and they do. They do on a regular basis.
With that backdrop in mind, is part of CISA's workforce furloughed right now?
Yes, they are. About 2/3 of that agency is not in the office because the Democrat Party has chosen not to fund the Department of Homeland Security.
So there are components of the Department of Homeland Security and CISA specifically, as we've been discussing, that are dedicated to protecting the critical infrastructure of our country. A substantial portion of those staff right now are furloughed because Democrats have refused to fund the Department of Homeland Security. Is that right?
That is correct.
Secretary Noem, does CISA also have a role in protecting our nation's elections infrastructure?
Yes, the agency and the department is charged with protecting critical infrastructure, and elections are deemed critical infrastructure under the statute and law.
You touched on something a moment ago that is also particularly important as it relates to elections, and that is CISA's work to partner with state and local officials to make sure that everyone understands the threat landscape, preventive strategies, threat mitigation. Share with us a little bit more about CISA's work, particularly with state and local election officials, to make sure that our elections are secure.
Well, CISA works with other intelligence agencies to identify where there may be vulnerabilities in the election system, what kind of technology or components are easily susceptible to hacking, and then reporting that to states who are charged with running elections, and letting them know where those vulnerabilities are. We can give them mitigation measures that can be taken to help protect those systems, and what else they could do as far as recommendations on after elections doing auditing as well, to ensure that if machines are used or if they are hooked online or had access to individuals who could be involved in hacking or corruption, that they have the ability to audit their election afterwards to ensure that it was accurate and that American citizens had their ballots counted.
Are these efforts by CISA also being negatively affected due to the shutdown of funding to your department at this time?
Yes, everything at the department's being affected right now. We have over 100,000 employees who are furloughed. We've got even law enforcement officers, security officers. TSA is not funded. Those individuals are showing up every day and working without any pay to keep our national security at the front and center for people that are traveling by planes across this country, and they continue to do that. And it is incredibly impactful on our administrative processes, on our contracting offices, on our ability to work across departments to share information. My hope is that today you are all successful in passing a funding bill for this department so that we have all of our players on the field to defend the country.
And in your opinion, Secretary Noem, does the Democrats' failure thus far to agree to fund the Department of Homeland Security result in a risk to our national security?
Well, we are doing everything that we can to defend the country and to protect the country. We'll continue to do that. They are making our job very difficult to do that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.